G'day guys, Tim here from beforeyoubet.com.au. It's a big Wednesday of racing, not just here in Australia, but of course in Hong Kong at Happy Valley, where we have the Longines International Jockeys Championship tonight. We'll have more on that in a second, but first we need to find some winners in Australia to build a little bit of a kitty. We'll be focusing on the meetings at Sandown Hillside and Bunbury. We'll be leaving out Gosford in New South Wales. It's a little bit of a shifty meeting. Not really too many races that stand out, and Gosford's not a track I bet at often. So we'll leave that one through to the keeper and we'll focus on the meetings at Sandown in Victoria and Bunbury over here in Western Australia. We'll go through my selections for the day. We have 3 at each track and we'll quickly go through my best bets of the day now. And we'll kick off at Sandown. My best bet of the day comes up in race number 5 and it's horse number 8, Iowa Hawkeye. I think this horse was one of my best bets last time it went around at around each way odds and it ran third. It stepped a little bit slowly on that occasion and settled a bit further back than I'd anticipated. But it still ran well. As I mentioned, it ran third. It was beaten less than a length and it ran the fastest final 600 and 400 of the race. I think if it jumps a bit cleaner today, we'll see it ridden closer to the speed. Whether or not it leads is a different issue, but I think at worst he'll sit in the box seat. We did see him lead all the way first up and win, so I think we'll see him closer to the speed if he does jump. I think this is an easier race than what he contested last start. I think he's going well. Third up from a spell today. It certainly looks a very winnable race for him. So he's currently around $4.25. That's race number 5, horse number 8, Iowa Hawkeye. Over at Bunbury, my best bet of the day comes up in the lucky last. It's race number 7, horse number 1, Mr. Cunnifer. You might remember that name. We backed him a couple of weeks ago when he won at Ascot at decent odds. And we'll be backing him once again today as the $2.50 favourite. He steps up in class today up to a class 3 and he steps up in distance up to 1,700 metres. But I think this is a very winnable race. It doesn't look overly difficult and he certainly looks the horse on the rise. He's had 3 career starts. He's won 2 of those. And the run where he was beaten 2 starts back, he was ridden poorly in my opinion by Jared Noske. Jason Whiting takes the ride today. He's ridden him in both career wins. He's back to his home track at Bunbury. Don't worry about the big weight and the wide draw. He carried 60 kilos last start from an awkward gate and won. I think he can do so again here. That's race number 7, horse number 1, Mr. Cunnifer. We'll quickly go through all 6 of my selections and we'll start off at Sandown. We'll put them up on screen for you. We kick off in race number 2 where I'm with 2 horses at good odds. The first of those is number 2, Brasher de Coeur at $9 and the second of those is number 6, Classic Fastnet at $11. I think they're both a bit of value in what looks an open race and a few of the favourites in that race have a few question marks against their name. We move on to race number 4 and I'm with the top weight number 1, Pourvu. He was a dominant winner last start over this distance on the Lakeside course at Sandown. He won by 5.5 lengths. I think he finds another very winnable race today and we've already outlined the chances of race number 5, number 8, Iowa Hawkeye. Over at Bunbury we kick off in race number 2. Now this race sees 4 horses around equal favouritism. But the outsider of those 4 favourites is number 8, Blonde Warrior. I think he'll start close enough to favourite. And I think the market's got it wrong with where he is at the moment. He's had 2 career starts over 1,000 metres. He gets a much needed rise in distance to 1,400. He comes out of some strong form races. He's been running home well from back in the field. And I think this is the race that he's going to win. We move on to race number 3. I'm with the favourite Jake Star. He's gone very, very close in his 2 career starts to date, beaten a nose on both occasions. Certainly gets his chance to win today. And we've outlined the chances of number 1, Mr. Cunnifer, in the lucky last. That's all my selections throughout Australia today. As I mentioned, a big night in Hong Kong for the Longines International Jockeys Championship. We'll have a full race-by-race preview of Happy Valley up on the site beforeyoubet.com.au. Keep your eyes peeled for a video preview of what's set to be a cracking night in front of the TV.